Well, hello. I am so excited to bring you this cold case file. I had never heard of this murder before, and a subscriber brought it to my attention. The murder of Jill Dando. Now, this was a television presenter and news reader in the UK. And when I saw her picture, I couldn't believe how much she looks like Diana. And she was even the age of Diana. She was born 9th of November 1961, and Diana was born July 1st, 1961. And she was murdered in April 1999 at 37 years old. Now, for those of you not in the UK, I'm just going to give you a quick update about this cold case murder mystery. So Jill Wendy Dando, from 9th of November 1961 to the 26th of April 1999, was an English journalist, television presenter, and news reader. She spent most of her career at the BBC and was the corporation's Personality of the Year in 1997. Again, another hook to Diana. Diana died in 1997. At the time of her death, her television work included co-presenting the BBC One program Crime Watch with Nick Ross. Look at that. She presented a program about Crime Watch, and her life ended by a crime. Fascinating. On the morning of 26th of April 1999, Dando was shot dead outside her home in Fulham, southwest London, prompting the biggest murder inquiry conducted by the Metropolitan Police and the country's largest criminal investigation since the hunt for the Yorkshire Ripper. A local man, Barry George, was convicted and imprisoned for the murder, but after 8 years in prison, he was acquitted following an appeal and a retrial. In 2012, the Serbian warlord Arkan was named as a suspect in the case, although he had died in 2000. No other suspect has been charged with Dando's murder, and the case remains unsolved despite police identifying over 2,000 potential suspects. Let me repeat that. Over 2,000 potential suspects. Like, who has over 2,000 people that would want to murder you? There's like, so you go on and read more about her life. I've been fascinated about this. A subscriber brought this to my attention. I've never heard of this murder and this cold case. And she really didn't do much to garner 2,000 potential suspects. She was shot once in the head. She was in the process of moving into her. I'm gonna keep her picture up there because she's just gorgeous, just absolutely tall and slender like Diana, looks like Diana. A lot of interesting. I don't want to say twists or synchronicities and coincidences with Diana. So anyway, she was in the process of moving in with her then boyfriend. And by April 1999, she was in the process of selling her house that she was living in because she moved in with her boyfriend. And she did not visit it frequently. As Dando reached her front door at about 11:32, she was shot once in the head. Her body was discovered about 14 minutes later by neighbor Helen Doble. Police were called at 11:47. Dando was taken to the nearby Charing Cross Hospital, where she was declared dead on arrival at 13:03. So she was putting her keys in the lock to her door, and she was grabbed from behind. With his right arm, the assailant held her and forced her to the ground so that her face was almost touching the tiled step of the porch. I wonder how they know this without a witness. They must have did some reconstruction. Then, with his left hand, he fired a single shot at her left temple, killing her instantly. The bullet entered her head just above her ear, parallel to the ground, and came out the right side of her head. So, There was some investigation, obviously. They spoke to more than 2,500 people and they took more than 1,000 statements. And after a year, they came up with this Barry George guy who lived about a half a mile from his house. And he had a history of stalking women, sexual offenses, antisocial and attention-seeking behavior. He was arrested. And as I said, he was let go. He was acquitted, and the original conviction was quashed. But some newspapers published articles which appeared to suggest that he was guilty. And in 2009, he accepted substantial damages from newspapers over articles in The Sun and News of the World following a libel. So he successfully sued them, saying that they were wrong in suggesting he was. So here's a few of the theories that we're going to read the cards on. I'm going a little bit deeper into this because, like I said, this might have been a well-known case in the UK, but for us in North America and Australia, I really don't remember hearing much about this case. Anyways, these were the theories that they were following. That a jealous ex-boyfriend had killed her, but this was quickly ruled out. A belief that somebody hired an assassin for revenge for them being convicted as a result of evidence garnered by Crime Watch viewers. This was also ruled out. Various theories relating to Bosnian Serb or Yugoslav groups in retaliation for NATO actions against media outlets and her appeals for aid during the Yugoslav wars. That's a whole other tangled web. The possibility that a deranged fan may have killed Dando after she rejected his approaches. And her brother, Nigel, informed detectives that she had been concerned by some guy pestering her in the few days before her death, but this was also ruled out. Also, a case of mistaken identity. This was ruled out because it was the killing took place on the doorstep of her own home. Also, this was at the time of the Jimmy Savile sexual abuse scandal, and a claim was made that Dando had investigated a pedophile ring at the BBC during the mid-1990s and handed a dossier containing her findings to the BBC management, purportedly prompting a revenge attack. The BBC said it had seen no evidence to support the claim. Well, I'm trying not to be biased with that one. Like, oh, okay, well, they said, but the BBC has also said a lot of things that were not exactly the truth. Also, actions taken by a professional rival or business partner also had to be considered. Her agent, John Roseman, stated he had been interviewed as a suspect by the police. So as you can see, this is a real tangled web. Coming from all kinds of different angles. So we are going to look and see if the cards are going to tell us which direction we can go. And what I really like about doing cases like this, the less I know, the better, because then I don't have any biases. I don't have any energy. I have no dog in this fight. It doesn't matter to me who the cards present, who it is. So I'm coming in it somewhat blind. That one part about the Yugoslavia, this goes back to the Serbian warlord Arkan, was named as a suspect, but he died in 2000, so the year after she was murdered. And so even if it was him, there's nothing to convict or anything. So with that, let's get started. And always, I use my haunted house cards when I'm doing a cold case file. And then we're going to pull up our ethereal vision cards and see if any of her energy is willing to come through and connect with us. So I've got her picture in front of me. Jill Dando. Who murdered Jill Dando? Who murdered Jill Dando? What a fascinating case. 2000s. Wow. 2,000 potential suspects. Okay. Oh, wow. Right off the hop. You know what? She was having nightmares. She might have known, I think, was it this fellow that she said was pestering her? She definitely had some nightmares and some anxiety before she was murdered. She might have had a premonition. She might have had a feeling. Did she get some nasty emails or text messages? Did they have? Oh yeah, 1999. Oh, they might not have had text back then. Isn't that weird to say? Definitely had email. Did she get letters in the mail? Phone calls, right? We have to remember in 1999, the surveillance, electronic surveillance wasn't as good as it is today. Was she getting phone calls at home, at work that were never recorded because of the technology back then? Okay, all right off the bat, 2 of Pentacles. We got 2 people involved. 2 people were involved. So we could have somebody who, the actual murder and somebody who paid the murder, and they're on the same page. They're on the same page. They wanted the same outcome. Oh, 9 of Wands. She was embattled. Somebody was after her and she knew it. Look at this card. It's like she's running away. And, and the clock agrees with me. She couldn't see her way out of a situation somehow. She was embattled. I think she was too embarrassed to say anything to anybody. I think she got herself too deep in. And because this is also the card of embarrassment. She didn't know who to turn to. I think 7 of Cups, gaslighting. Somebody was gaslighting her. Somebody got to her head, for sure. Somebody got to her head, and she didn't know where to turn to. She didn't know who to turn to. She didn't know. I think, you know what? She may have been being blackmailed for some reason. Now, let's go back to that BBC dossier. Look at all the bosses standing here, her not knowing who to turn to, who to trust. Being gaslit, saying, no, that can't be, that's impossible. Getting messages that she can't, I'm choking up, she can't share with people. Were these her bosses blocking? Oh yeah, here we go. The Hermit. She felt very alone, very alone. She had somebody watching her very closely. Look at on this card. See, somebody's watching. She felt very alone because this way is, being alone because you want to be alone when it's upside down. It's very lonely. Somebody was watching her, and she didn't know which way to turn. She didn't know who to tell. I'd be shocked. Yeah, 6 of Wands. Reversed. She wands on this side, both wands on this side. She felt like, so she originally thought she won. She had the dossier. She had the victory. I don't see any love thing here at all. There's nothing here. Jealous boyfriend, ex-lover. I don't see the broken hearts. We might see the broken heart later regarding her fiance, but right now, so this is reverse. So what's the reverse of victory? Defeat. Look at her, how alone she feels. Look at trying to escape. That's not victory run. That's an escaping run. It was coming at her at all angles. She didn't know what to do. I think she was being blackmailed or threatened. Yeah. They were making her an offer. She wasn't entertaining. So what was that off? Somebody was making her an offer that she's no, I'm not even listening to what you have to say. And look at that hand of death. So somebody's offering her like, here's some money to be quiet. No. Well, you know what? We've got pictures of you doing this and doing that. And she was gaslit and being blackmailed and didn't know what to do, where to turn. They kept making her offers and she kept refusing them. Oh, God. The trickster energy. Older man. Look at on this side. On this side, we both have older men. So this would be somebody in authority. This is the magician reversed. Trickster energy, lying energy. Did somebody call her and say, I think I have a buyer for your house. Let's meet at the house. Like, how did they know that she would be there at that exact moment and by herself and not with her fiance or the real estate agent? We got the trickster energy here, and I think that's the same person. I honestly do. Oh, look at all the wands on this side. Look at this. I'm speechless. Where do they sacrifice children? I've got goosebumps. This is it. This is it. She found out information on people that she was told to destroy, that she was offered to destroy, not to talk. And look at that. Hooded sacrifice. Oh my God. She did tell somebody. She did tell somebody. This is temperance. This is balancing. This is blending. She did tell somebody. She shared this information with somebody. She had to at least get it out. So somebody else knows what she knows. But after she was murdered, would you come out and say with what you know? Oh my God, Queen of Pentacles reversed. She was being too stubborn for her own good. This is loss. This is losses. This is losing money. She may have felt like a queen, but she sure lost it. She didn't feel like a queen at all. She got sloppy. She got sloppy. And that could be with the information. That could be with her whereabouts. Look at the white rabbit. Go down the rabbit hole. Literally go down the rabbit hole. And what is that go down the rabbit hole? Didn't that start with the pedophile ring? And of course, this is the motherly card. I'm just trying to get the feel for this. I almost feel like there's a hanged man situation here. Like she couldn't feel like she could fulfill her role, fulfill her duty as a presenter, as a journalist, as an investigator, right? Because the Queen of Pentacles, that's her role and her duty, and it almost feels like she couldn't complete that because of this. Oh, lots of tears. Tears and tears and tears and tears. Hidden. The moon. This is the Ace of Cups reversed. Sorry, I keep forgetting I should say what these cards are because they are somewhat traditional, but not really. So Ace of Cups this way is love and emotions and proper emotions. When it's reversed, it's just rivers of tears and sadness and things that are hidden because the moon is here. She was quite upset about this. very upset about it. And that's, I think, where she feels she couldn't fulfill her duty because she was being held back. And she knew the truth, and that kept her up at night, gave her nightmares. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands, and I'm going to show you, look at that information she's holding. She wants to come in with this information, and she's holding close to her chest this information. And this card almost feels like she wants to be reckless with it, because I think she's starting to think, I've got to let other people know. But she's got this information that she's holding like a precious jewel close to her chest. She isn't sharing this with anybody. And she's just on a merry-go-round here. This isn't a real horse, so she's in this merry-go-round. Should I tell? Gets threatened. Should I tell? Gets offered money. Should I tell? Gets threatened. Should I tell? And she's just on this merry-go-round, holding this information, not knowing what to do with it. Oh, the underlying Four of Pentacles, hanging on to that information. This card echoes this one. She was really hanging on to that information. I want to draw 3 cards. Actually, I'm going to draw 5 cards, yes or no. Are we on the right path with the BBC? I'm going to keep this one out because that was the underlying. I'm going to draw 5 cards. Are we on the right path with this? She was murdered because of the information she discovered at the BBC regarding the pedophile ring with the Johnny Seville. Are we on the right path with that? So as you know, with my yes or no, I'm going to draw 5 cards. The cards that are upright are yes. Cards that are reversed are no. And then we see, because I do 5, which one wins. Are we on the right path with it was because of the information that she had? I think the cards are ready. They're ready to jump. Are we on the right information with the information that she had? Ooh, interesting cut. Only a couple fell up. Very interesting. 1 reversed, 1 upright. 1 reversed, 1 upright. What's the tiebreaker? Reversed. So no, we're not on the right path. But it's a weak no. It's 3 against 2. Let's see. Oh, I just thought of something. Maybe it wasn't the BBC. Maybe it was one of the people. Let's ask that. Was it one particular person within the dossier? So it wasn't the BBC, because it's a weak no. Was it one person within the dossier that it would have ruined their life? Let's try that. Thank you, cards. Was it one person in the dossier? Was it one person in the dossier? 1 or 2, because I do have the group of 2. Was it actual individuals? That's how I'm going to word it. See, I like to work out my questions. Was it actual individuals in the dossier who knew they would be found out? Sorry about the shuffling, but I really like to make sure the proper energy is in there. So 1 reversed, 1 upright, 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 reverse. And look at that. It's the same card. So yes, it was individual or individuals within the dossier who did not want to be found out. Okay, so let's read on that. Okay, so we are on the right path. Thank you, cards. So it was an individual within the dossier. It wasn't the BBC itself. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion that it was somebody in that dossier, individual or individuals, who hired an assassin. And at first, I didn't think it was an assassin. And if you go onto the Wikipedia page, they do declare that it was an assassin. But who paid the assassin? I'm just looking at that quickly. Okay, so in 2019, it was reported that the British National Criminal Intelligence Service had given an intelligent report to the Dando murder inquiry, claiming that the murder was in retaliation for the RTS bombing and Arkin had ordered the killing. The report highlighted a possible connection between the bullet used to kill Dando and the bullets used in assassinations in Germany, namely handmade markings found on them. An opposition journalist, Slavko Kuruka, was assassinated outside his home in Belgrade just a few days before Dando's murder, and the method used in both cases was identical. In 2019, 4 men of the Serbian Secret Service were convicted of this murder. Journalist Bob Wolfton advanced the view that a Yugoslav group was behind the Dando killing, and in various newspaper articles contested all the grounds on which the police had dismissed the possibility. Now, I'm not saying that it was this Yugoslavian group. I'm saying because the method and the gun and everything were identical, so it was assassins, paid assassins to do that. Whether they were from Yugoslavia or whatever, these were paid assassins. So, with that being said, let's continue. The cards are directing us to that dossier. Was it 1 or 2 people? The cards indicated there were 2, and we even had 2 men. I assumed it was the same one. Were the 2 men? Was it 1 or 2 men? Are we on the right track? I'm going to do a 7-card reading. Are we on the right track? I'm going to do a 7-card reading. I'm going to do the, I'm just going to call it connection with the BBC dossier on the top, and I'm going to put the Yugoslav assassins on the bottom. So connection with the BBC dossier on the top and connection with the Yugoslav assassins on the bottom. That's how I'm going to do this. That's how I'm directed to do this. Okay, cards are ready. So what do we got here? Oh, right off the get-go, Queen of Swords, legal. A legal hit. 5 of Cups. Disappointment, depression. Oh, here we have those wands again, 9 of Wands. Not being able to talk to anyone, not being able to go anywhere, embattled, feeling trapped, losing the battle. Oh, then we have, these guys were assassins, that's for sure. Ace of Swords. We have a yes down here. Oh, there we go again. You saw how many times I mixed these up. These guys were harassing her. She had major nightmares, and she looked over her shoulders a lot. You know, this Queen of Swords, that's her as a journalist, right? Because what are journalists are, that's her reading the news. Ah, 9 of Pentacles, alone. They acted alone and they got paid really good money. So far, we're getting a yes for the Yugoslav. Oh my God. They wanted her dead. Look at the swords coming down on her head. Stuff of nightmares. They were really harassing her. I wonder, let's go back to, where the brother said there was somebody who was stalking her and harassing her. And she just assumed it was a crazed fan. Could have been this assassin guy. This is Six of Cups reversed. I don't think she knew this person, right? Because Six of Cups this way is siblings, friends, ancestors, people from your past, things from the past. So when it's reversed, I don't think she knew this person at all. So it wasn't a crazed fan or an ex-boyfriend, a complete stranger who is in her future, in her present, not in her past. So it's just somebody new who's come into her life, which fits the, it fits the, so far, the profile of the Yugoslav. Oh my God, look at her defending herself. This fire and flames and constantly defending herself. She wasn't getting any support whatsoever at work. None. She was losing the battle. She was losing sleep over this. I had a feeling she knew they were after her. I think, she probably thought, I'll just lose my job over it. Wow. Justice. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Sorry. Justice. So this was in retaliation. They felt like they were justified. This was in retaliation. Two of Wands. She was making plans. What was she making plans about, though? About whether to stay, whether to go, whether to tell, who she was going to tell. Maybe she was even planning to take a long trip to keep herself safe, right? She knew this information was dangerous. She knew. Oh, there's another moon. Oh, moon under moon. Yeah. So yes, they waited at night. Look at her. This is her coming to her house. Look at the two again. They were waiting for her by her door. Yes, so we do have confirmation it was the Yugoslav. Oh, the world. She never got to complete her mission. The world reversed. So the world upright is completion, successful completion. Reversed is you aren't able to complete your task, what you set out to do. So they were very successful. Now, one of the things I want to note here, these are all females. We didn't get one male up here on top. And didn't we ask about who it is? Oh, yeah. Sneak away in the night, crossroads, quick in and out. Did they No, they didn't blindfold her. No, she didn't see them. She didn't see them coming. She didn't see them coming at all. And she was silenced. That was their job, to silence her. But isn't that interesting? When I asked who it is, if it is one of those, all it gave me confirmation is that yes. Because yes, this is definitely, we were on the right track. Absolutely. But no males, not one male showed up there. On the bottom, we have absolute confirmation that it was somebody who just recently came into her life. They considered it was justice for her wrongdoings, for finding out the truth. I think she was planning on, she knew she was in trouble. I think she was making plans to maybe go somewhere on a trip, and all of that she was unable to complete. So that's all the cards are giving us, the underline. Oh, the Queen of Pentacles reversed again. She was unable to complete her job, her mission, her duty. And we have the rabbit in the rabbit hole. This goes a lot deeper. She found out a lot of crazy shit. I'm telling you that right now. A lot. constantly defending herself. Yeah, she lost the battle and she knew it. She knew it. She knew she was in trouble. And that's why she knew she had to leave. And they got her before she could leave. And she was unable to complete her duty. Her sense of self-worth was taken away from her. Okay, I'm going to ask her energy now that we're on the right track. So yes, it was the Yugoslav assassination. It was them, or a facture of them, or something. I mean, if there was a murder a couple of days before, Germany to the UK is a couple of hours away on an airplane, right? So it could have very easily been the same people. Or the same group of people who use the same MO. I mean, especially when it's exactly the same. So yes, it was an assassination by that Yugoslav group. I wonder if the people who she found out knew about this group and had them and hired them, thinking they would always be blamed, and deflected it from the real people that was doing it. Wow. I'm going to tell you right now, I thought for sure it was the fiance because he wanted the house. I'm just kidding. Apparently everything went to her father, so that wouldn't even have been on the table. Okay, so let's see if her energy is going to come through and see if she can confirm. Okay, Jill Dando, can you please confirm to us can you please confirm that we are on the right track? It had to do with the dossier, with the information you discovered, and it was the Yugoslavian group who assassinated you. Can you please confirm, though? I know that's two things, but let's see what do you want to say? What say you? What say you? Okay, Four of Wands. It was a ritual. I don't want to say, yeah, it was ritual killing. Because Four of Wands upright, that's weddings and funerals if it's badly aspected, but it's when it's this way, it's ritual in the wrong sense of the word. Yes, and it was at her home. She's confirming it was at her home. Let's see what else we got here. Seven of Swords. Yeah, somebody strategized. Somebody strategized. It was somebody, it was planned. It was well planned. So somebody, here we have Page of Swords. So bad news. Bad news. So yeah, this is the assassin. He's coming, under cloak and dagger to come and get you. Bad news. I wonder if she got some bad news that she had to go to the house for some reason. For some reason, she went back to the house because remember, she was living with her boyfriend at the time and they put the house up for sale. So what was she doing there? Did somebody call her and say, I want to meet you there to see the house? Obviously the assassin knew the exact time that she was going to be there. 11:30 in the morning. At 11:32. It was in the morning. So wouldn't they expect her to be at work that day? Like, what was the reason she was at the house? She got some kind of news that she had to be there. Oh, Knight of Swords. Yeah. And this bastard was sitting there waiting for her. Just waiting for her to show up and cause trouble. Look at that. 3 swords in a row. So I don't know I think, oh, now we got the Six of Cups this way. So on this side, oh, and the clock agrees with me. It was somebody that she knew. And remember, we had two here before, twins. So it was about somebody she knew, but the assassin she didn't know. Does that make sense? Oh, Ten of Pentacles. She found out that this was going on for a long time. And this is almost a legacy of generations of this pedophile ring. She discovered it was more than one person, definitely. And it was definitely somebody she actually knew from her past. So somebody she was working with, she discovered the Chariot. And of course, the Chariot moves things on. It's action. And that's right under the Knight of Swords. It's action. And this is a soldier. So a soldier. So what are assassins? They're soldiers. They're soldiers. So it was a soldier that, or a military person, I guess, and of course, assassins usually are ex-military, the snipers. Eight of Pentacles, somebody she worked with. She's telling me there, because that's your day-to-day work, the work that you're good at, and it's reversed. She's telling me it was a toxic environment at work. Oh my God, she's absolutely confirming that it was somebody at the BBC. Ten of Wands. Yeah, this is unloading the burden. So I think somehow they got, unloading the burden. I was just going to say, like, somehow this shut up the burden of information, right? Unloading the burden. They were no longer burdened when she was gone with that information. They trusted the higher ups to get rid of that information, right? King of Pentacles. Here we go again. This was definitely an older man, a bully, somebody who, King of Pentacles. Any kings reversed are bullies and they're bastards, and they think they're ego driven, and they think they're better than everybody else. And this is an older man who thought he was better than anybody else. The Hermit again. She felt all alone at work. She felt all alone. Here she is. Look, she's presenting this information and nobody wants it. This is the information. Look, there's even a skull on here. She's presenting, going, look what I found. Look what I found. Nobody gives a shit. That's because it was a toxic work environment. Page of Pentacles. They weren't paid that much, actually. They weren't paid that much. Oh, Ace of Swords. Yeah. Yes, so that's definitely a yes. Because Ace of Swords upright is a yes. And that is confirming that this soldier of fortune was the one who murdered her at her home because he was paid by this King of Pentacles. I don't think this is the warlord. This is definitely somebody who is above her, and a warlord wouldn't be above her in rank. And because work showed up so much, this is definitely a boss or somebody who feels that he's her superior. Might not have been, but felt he was, because it's upside down. So he's a bully. He's not the learned, legacy, successful person. This might have been somebody who was really frustrated at work. He wasn't as successful as he wanted to be. And this was actually going to take him down. This was going to take him down. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. This was somebody who I wish I knew more about the BBC, because we could definitely kind of pinpoint it. But again, that was 1999. These people could probably even be retired, because it does show up as older people. I mean, for all they could even be dead for all we know, but unsuccessful. They were unsuccessful at work. She actually was more successful than they were. And that shows with this King of Pentacles being unsuccessful. So there might have been a little bit of envy there. And then, of course, when she pulls out this information, that's their absolute ruin. Yeah, trickster energy. Trickster energy. She was tricked. She was tricked to go to the house at that time. They knew she'd be there. They were waiting for her. You don't just happen to walk by and go, oh, I've got a gun. She's at her door. I think I'm going to shoot her in the head. No, they were hiding in the bush for a very long time. Trickster energy. King of Cups. What did I tell you? There was two. I told you there was two men on that one. I thought it was the same one. There was two men. Now, I think one was the boss. I think they were both involved, but one was higher up than the other one. And they knew they had to do something. Oh, again, Ace of Cups. She cried and cried, tears and tears and tears and tears. Ace of Cups reversed. Rivers of tears between the perpetrators, the children, her. I wonder if she ever told her fiance what she found out. I mean, obviously not, because he's still alive, right? Not knowing what to do, not having anywhere to go, not having anyone listen to her, knowing she was in danger, knowing she was being gaslit and blackmailed. And I told you there was two of them involved. Two of them. Because that first one I got was two, and then I thought it was the same man because they were both older men, but definitely you could mistake them as this is the man as a younger man, but I think there's two definitely, King of Cups and King of Pentacles reversed. So they were both pricks, well, obviously. Yeah. And then, of course, if anybody else knew that information and they saw what they did to her, would you come out with it? Or would you burn everything you knew? Look how much she looks like Diana. Wow. Okay. And again, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, disclaimer down below. I think it was two people at the BBC that were included in that dossier, and they had connections because remember they were all working on that Yugoslavia story. There's more about that. I won't bore you with that. There is some kind of tie-in with the Yugoslav connection. Go to the Wikipedia page and have a look and see how she was involved in that. And of course, all the BBC would have been involved in that because she was working on that. A call received by the BBC from an unknown man. Okay, they would have known those contacts because they were investigating them for a while. So there is that connection. That is a possibility. All right. Well, this has gone on. This video has gone on long enough. I think we know where we're going. I wish I knew a little bit more about the BBC that I could hone in more. I mean, were they other presenters that she presented with? Were they her? One was her equal, but felt like he should have been her boss. One, I believe, probably was her boss. Wanted it to all go away. Everybody put it away and we can all play nice again. Definitely. Assassinated by Yugoslavians because of what she found out about the pedophile ring at the BBC is my final conclusion. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want me to do a reading on any other kind of cold case or crime, please leave it down in the comments. I really appreciated this suggestion. I really enjoyed this reading. And while you're here, have a look around at some of my other cold case files. And don't forget to give this a like. Thanks for watching.